welcome back to my channel. Please call me DNA. We are here with more Hooked on You. I am excited to see how I can get involved with the trickster. Anyway, let's get into it. You arrive at the beach, but something feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel uneasy and cold. Cold? Why am I cold? And here's why. Spirit appears as if from nowhere. Hey, DNA! Bet you didn't expect this hot piece of sass. Sass. Not ass, but sass. What goth girlfriends can't make silly, sexy puns from time to time? Dwight and Claudette, scram! Yeah, I used these two simpletons to dupe you. You're easy to dupe, maybe because deep down you wanted to be duped. There's no way Wraith can be keeping you happy. Spirit's usual disaffected nature has given away to some combination of disgusted and desperation. And it's kind of working. Wraith's a fake! He's not even a real ghost. He only pretends he doesn't want people to care about him. But really, that's all he wants. And he wants it more than anything. Can you imagine wanting something? So cringe. I bet he won't even tell you his theory about this island. What a fake. You deserve to be with someone real. A real ghost. Someone who really doesn't give a shit. Someone who doesn't even care if you say yes or no to me. You're a hypocrite. Yep. What a hypocrite. If you really don't care, why did you go through all that trouble to win me over? You storm off back to Wraith. As you walk away, Spirit mutters something under her breath, knowing her is almost certainly about revenge. Oh shit! I'm in trouble now, I'm fucked! Should I be trying to stay on everybody's good side? I'm gonna get murdered. You came back? No one ever comes back. Wraith is shook. Are those tears welling up in his eyes? You can't tell because he looks away. There's a sniffle, and he looks back at you, beaming. I want to show you something. You follow Wraith to a corner of the ruins that you haven't seen. He brushes aside some dead leaves and branches, revealing a hatch in the ground. Want to do the honors? You open the hatch with some effort and lower yourself into a long tunnel, grabbing onto a rusty ladder and beginning your descent. Be careful. Where the fuck are we going? Oh! Am I on a date now? It's so cute looking. You descend to the spooky, dimly lit room. It looks like an ancient ritual chamber with torches, tapestries, engraved skulls, and animal remains. On one end is a set of carved locks and cuff. What am I reading right now? On one end is a set of intricately carved locks and cuff mechanisms on the wall. A torture area. On the other side is a table with potions, books, and maps. Look at the map, look at the book, or look at the wall. We're gonna look at the books, because I love books. You pick up one of the larger leather-bound books, and Wraith walks over, opening to a specific page. You see incantations, symbols, a drawing of someone chained to the wall. Oh, great! A different language you can't read, except for the words Cult of the Black Veil. Conventionally, those words are in exactly the language you can read. From everything I found, I think these are the ruins of an ancient cult. They seem to be devoted to some type of sentient evil. So this isn't a cute dating area? I thought that table back there was full of candles and food so we can sit and have a lovely romantic date, but I guess not. Never mind. I think they used this island, or maybe the person they worshipped did, and I think they used this ritual site to travel to and from the island. I think they sacrificed people on this torture wall in order to open some portal out of here. Look at the wall. You walk over to the wall and examine the chains and locks. It looks like some kind of torture wall. Yeah, huh? You said that earlier. Wow, what happened to people here? Did they keep prisoners? It looks like they were tortured, but from what I've been able to dig up, it was something more ritualistic, serving a larger purpose. I have reason to believe those prisoners weren't alive for long. Let's look at the map now. You unfurl one of the larger rolled up pieces of canvas, revealing a detailed map of the island. It's all here. Trapper's Cave, Spirit's Lighthouse, Huntress's Cabin, all the common areas, even IP Island, up in the corner with little hearts drawn around it. Oh, how cute. I figure out the layout of the entire island. I need to know what it is I'm trying to escape from. Do you think the cult of the Black Veil is still around? Are we in danger? I don't know, maybe, but I have a plan. All we need is you're finally about to get some of that sweet, sweet information you've been lusting after. Claudette and Dwight pop in again. God damn it, man. This time, they swear it's a good reason. I promise we're not being manipulated this time, honest. It's time for dinner, you silly gooses. Come get some food. Right, for the last time, the plural of goose is geese. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I know my voice acting shit, but I feel like it'll make it a little more entertaining. That I'm at least trying. Anyway, what a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining, and that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you are really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But I'm not gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Yes, my boyfriend's here. Wraith is here too. Oh well. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again. So just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congratulations, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are at these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank. Rare. Salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and served in one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what a rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Ewy? What the fuck are we talking about? Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Well, first off, I just want to say, true to your word, you leap up, run over to Trapper, and smack his ass hard. I forgot about that part! You walk back to your seat, smiling at Wraith. He stiffs a giggle. I don't know what just happened, but I didn't not like it. Anyways, yeah, I spent some time with Wraith today. Say you had a great time. Get excited about the hatch. Say you had a great time. I think if we say something about the hatch, we're gonna get killed. Something's gonna come out, we're gonna die. We had a great time. It was a blast! We had a great time and played cornhole. I won't tell you who won, but we both did, in a way. Everyone rolls their eyes. Talk about sexy. No, really, if you're gonna tell us a story, talk about something sexy instead of whatever that was. Ray smiles. You're strangely good at getting him to do that. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now. And they are all very tired. No, wait, no, sorry, that's a deary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in undisclosed tropical paradise. Bon appetit. Don't you mean bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. The vegetables have bones in it? What the fuck? Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly varieties. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around as you pick up your plate, taking your napkin and dust crumbs off of the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Thank them? I should thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen, something that will change everything. Oh, really? What would that be? You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. You take a seat on a comfy log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for another killer to take their place, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will the narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think. Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. And now everyone is looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or we could play charades? Boggle? Boogle? What is that? Boggle? What the fuck's boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of his way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Lasers? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, huntress. Now you can tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. DNA was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Fine, I'll tell a story. I'm not the storytelling type. I want to write a book sometime. I've written like half of it, so I'm gonna tell a story. Sure. I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Oh, okay. So what type of story do you want to tell? Romance, adventure, or action? I'm gonna say adventure. All right. You look... Wait. My brain just turned off. All right. You like your Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies. How about some adventure? Oh my god. Why would we bring The Rock into this, bro? Now we're talking. It's not my favorite, but I respect your choice and will nod politely. You don't have to say that, Wraith. Just nod politely. Okay, ready? Here we goes. I really like to go fishing. No, I don't, bro. I don't really. I just go because my sister enjoys it sometimes. Solid hobby. Great foundation for a story, for sure. You pause. Everyone is waiting with bated breath. No pun intended. Oh, wait. That's it. Not much of a story. Barely even a thought. My pun was better than that story. You sure that's all you have to say? What? I'm just gonna say I went fishing. That's the end of my story. Like, who the fuck? No, you were kidding. No, I was just kidding. So what type of story do you want to tell? Oh, personal. I don't want to tell. Let's go romance this time. I love a good romance, the soft, gentle kind that you can bring your kids to without worrying that you're gonna really screw them up. Boo. In case you were confused, that was not like a I'm a ghost boo, just a you suck boo. There once was a newly elected prime minister in England. He was single, which was quite strange for a leader of his stature. Who picked these stories to tell? They're boring! What? Developers, why? These stories suck! When I pick romance, I'm not thinking about a Prime Minister of fucking England. Anyway, sorry, that I just got really upset. Over the first few months of his tenure, he started to fall for one of his assistants, a girl from the wrong side of the tracks. She was so different from the other girls. Brash, adorable, with a hint of vulnerability. After the President of the United States made a move on her during one of his visits, he had her sent away. I'm sorry, did you steal this from a popular Christmas movie? You watch Christmas movies? Obviously. You're the only thing on TV in December. I have all the streaming subscriptions, but I still really love flipping channels. I want to know what happened to the Prime Minister. Do they end up together or start a family? If this doesn't end in revenge, I'm leaving. When do people get tortured in a warehouse? It's not that kind of movie. Oh. That didn't go well. Never plagiarize a masterpiece. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrative keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. I want to pick Trickster, bro. I want to pick Trickster. Let's go with Spirit, because I feel like we really connect. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now that can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically, I suppose, The Fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt, so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilico, by the way. So fancy. I don't even know what that is. When it comes time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found, and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshest and beauty. Enormed with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the bride, or the fiancé, since they hadn't been yet married, become obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of the big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband to be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her routine. Her route! She followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms, so vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, impossibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the fiancé crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepping over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scenes of flowers have once intoxicated her. The odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy gleam was walked and walked and walked that day. As guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but not to avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots of sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off an individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, DNA, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't really care. We're just here to make sure that we seemingly move on to the next segment of the event. God forbid my small talk get in the way of the romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know what we need to get back to? That thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Oh, okay. You have fun tonight and try not end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entrade are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the incident. And you do know that all of these people are desperate criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? I don't know why I'm struggling to read that. Well, except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a predator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have been set next to the literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. Oh, those spindly legs. You'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded, DNA, it's after. They should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I chose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something logically sourced while thumbling through a public domain novel printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. Reading all this shit is so hard. I'm stressing, bro. It's like she actively tried to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Despite Trapper's incivil appetite, it seems like his attention along with the attention of everyone else is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives or, you know, some special project we might have going on. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for the evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with the streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, that guy. I wanna pick Trickster, bro! He's sitting right there! Anyway, Wraith. Wraith? I know you'd never pick me. Who am I kidding? But I did pick you. Wraith immediately turns and runs away. It's not like he didn't tell you what you were getting into. Well, follow him! Okay, I'm going. I'm running! We're getting him! You catch up to Wraith, and as usual, he appears a little anxious. Give Wraith a massage. Tell him to calm down. Ask him what's wrong. Hey, you seem a little off. What's wrong? Wraith stops and tries not to look at you. After a moment, he relaxes. You can tell, huh? You must be getting to know me pretty well. There's that big sigh again. Sorry, sometimes I get too in my head. You nod understandingly. Well, maybe there's some way we can get you out of there. Suggest throwing a frisbee. Suggest getting down and dirty in the sand. I want to play in the wait, does down and dirty mean fucking in the sand? Or are we just playing in the I'm gonna say we're playing in the sand. We're on a beach. Maybe we should get down and dirty in the sand. It would be a shame to let it all go to a waste. And just to make sure there's no confusion about your intentions, you wink. That'll work. There's no way Wraith will misinterpret this. That's a great idea. But maybe we can both keep clean if I go grab Dwight and get him dirty instead. As Wraith rushes off to kidnap Dwight for some nefarious purpose, the narrator looks at you and smirks. Yes, the narrator is so smug about being right that they are now talking in third person. Alright, I get it, you're right. Thank you. What is he right about? What just happened? I missed something. Went right over my fucking head. Wraith returns with an exhausted looking Dwight and some shovels, and you realize you will now be burying Dwight in the sand and making a sand sculpture around his head. Why is Claudette here? Look, I know this isn't what you had in mind, but still seems kind of fun. I mean, this is what I had in mind. I wanted to make us castle or something. Okay, what sand sculpture do you want to build? A mermaid. A car? This isn't what you meant. A mermaid! Let's make Dwight a mermaid. Yes, just like Mami Wata. What's a Mami Wata? I'm probably saying that so wrong. You dig a hole the size of a person. This truly is a Dead by Daylight experience, isn't it? Once it's big enough, an unenthused Dwight gets in and you pile sand on him. Up to his neck. You put the finishing touches on Mer Dwight. Wraith takes out a Polaroid camera and takes a pic of the three of you. He's all smiles. Dwight looks miserable. Yes! Make him so unhappy that he wants to die. Wow, that really relaxed me. Thank you. Oh wow, it's so late. Time flies when you're on a date with the coolest person on the island. Oh, this is a date? Wraith smiles and rolls his eyes. Come on, let's get back to the group. As you start to leave, you hear Dwight whimper. Oh, high tide is coming. Gonna come in. I'm gonna drown. Leave Dwight to his fate. Let's leave him! You turn and catch up with Wraith. You're trying to impress a killer after all. Oh my god! I'm gonna kill somebody for Wraith, bro. Why is Claudette here, though? Why did they add her in? She's not even supposed to be here. Dwight's screams gradually fade into the background as you walk arm in arm with Wraith. Oh no. What a beautiful night. Wraith turns to you, smiling sheepishly. Wow, this day went by so fast, but guess it's over. I don't understand why is it, you strange, beautiful weirdo. What? What just happened? Guys, I'm gonna leave this episode of Hooked on You here. I can't read. Nothing soaks into my brain, so just stay with me, I guess. Or tell me how much of an idiot I am in the comments. I don't freaking know. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to support me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!